Okay.
All right.
All right. Continuing on with the Clash.
But yeah, like, I mean, it's a great album. You can tell because the Clash kind of, as they developed, they kind of started getting away from their punk sound, and they became a bit more poppy I would say by the end, if you will. But I think this was definitely their first kind of dabble in this experimentation with different genres. But I think it worked for this album for sure. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, for me, it's like I've never gone into punk music. It's never been a genre I particularly enjoyed. That's probably why I like this album so much, because it has little flavors of other stuff, other things that I can attach myself to. Because punk for me has always been like, it's been a bit more fashion over substance. It's always been like image driven.
Yeah. And depending on where you go too, like I know some punk, I want to say it was the Bad Brains. Their singer was notorious for actually grabbing people from the audience and punching them in the face. So, but it's that whole punk world, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I think for me, I really like this album. I think from front to back, I think it doesn't really let up. There's a lot of social commentary in here that is really important, because I think Mr. Strummer on this is just like such a good poet when it comes to these songs, and he's able to convey a lot of messages. But a lot of these songs are really fun. I feel like a lot of the melodies are really catchy, which I think punk is not really known for super catchy stuff. They're more in your face.
Yeah, just power chords.
Yeah.
And like, you know.
But I really do. I listen to this front to back, specifically for this podcast, quite a few times. But I like, this has always been in rotation for me in the past. As soon as I like first heard this album, it's just like, this is so great.
Yeah,
it hasn't made me go into other Clash material. Like, I know other Clash songs that aren't on this album, but really London Calling is like the only Clash album that I listen to front to back.
I find, yeah, you said exactly what most, I would say, the reason why there's a feud between the Sex Pistols and the Clash, because they came out at the same time. They're both from England. Like you said, this is more pleasing to the ear, whereas hardcore punk fans always tend to go towards the Sex Pistols because it's very kind of aggressive, in your face.
Yeah.
Right. It has the same, I would say, similar messages in terms of government and just what was going on in the time and in England at the time. But definitely, if you want an easy listening punk album, this is it.
Yeah. Okay. So, Eric, what would you give it a rating for this one?
I would give it a 7 out of 10.
Pretty good. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Yeah, I would firmly put this like 8 out of 10. I would say it's a very, very, very good album. I will never give a punk album like a perfect score. As much as it doesn't matter how good a punk album is, I would never give it a perfect score.
No, you wouldn't give the Ramones a 10 out of 10.
No, are you out of your mind? They all sound the same. They're the same 3 chord. You can't. There's nothing. It's so much repetition. It's ridiculous.
It is very, punk music is very repetitious, but going to that, every song is like a minute and a half long. Right?
Yeah. Also, something I hate. I hate short songs. Like, I can do like one short song, but like a minute song, 2 minute song, it's just like, this went nowhere. There was no build up. There's nothing here.
It just stays flat. That's punk music.
Yeah.
It's like when you're at the hospital and someone flatlines. That's punk music.
But yeah, I think both of us are we're pretty positive on this album.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we sort of like lost the momentum when we went into this review.
Yeah,
But
sorry,
I think
guys.
our general conclusion is go listen to this album, because I think when it
Yeah,
comes to punk music, really it's the Sex Pistols or the Clash. That's really where you should start.
yeah.
And then you can
And
go on to, yeah.
oh, you go.
And
You're
then
pretty
you
much
could get
saying
into the
what.
Ramones after that, and then you could get into even more like hardcore punk, which is like Minor Threat or even the Dead Kennedys or whatever.
Mhm.
But really, where you should start is the Clash and the Sex Pistols.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so pretty positive. So that was London Calling by the Clash, and then for next week, what we are going to be listening to, and for all of you who are following along, next week we are going to be doing Miranda Lambert's Revolution.
Nice. This is
So
a great album.